Hi friends, I'm going to show you what we got into this week in my kindergarten art class, okay? So if you can see behind me, I've got a row of shapes on my little string there, and I'm sure you know lots and lots of shapes. Okay, so we got into sort of practicing them, talking about them, and we were sort of talking about ways to make them and ways that shapes are used. I think one of the most popular shapes that's used for a symbol is this guy right here, that heart. Don't you think? Everybody knows what that means, just about, right? When you see a heart, you think of love. I heart you, It can just be used in so many ways. I draw them a lot in my own personal artwork. I also write the word love a lot in my own personal artwork. I think it's a good reminder. And then there are also shapes like this guy here. That's one we see when we're driving, right? And that tells us to stop when we're driving. And let's see. We know what this one is. So there are quite a few that we know what they mean, right? And then shapes like this are used, that a triangle by itself might not mean anything, but a lot of road signs are used that are triangles. A diamond can, be used as something. So a lot of shapes can be also used as symbols, was what we were sort of talking about. And we practiced just drawing different things, drawing different shapes. We practiced triangles and circles and squares. And then some of my friends know how to draw hearts, and some of my friends don't know how to draw hearts. And that's okay. It's just about learning and practicing. So everybody kind of worked on the shapes that they are comfortable drawing and practiced with the ones that they needed a little bit more practice with. And then we started drawing things that we thought are our favorite things while we were thinking about those shapes. So if I'm drawing an ice cream cone, I'm going to make a circle and a triangle, right? And like I said, I use hearts a lot in my own art. So this was actually made by a friend of mine that was in second grade a few years ago. And this was left because she wasn't interested in taking it. So I just use it as an example because I think it's a great use of shapes. And it's a great representation of what art sort of is. It's fun. It's not something that we have to be really worried and stressed about. Everything does not have to look perfect for it to be really, really great. Does that make sense? So you can see rectangles and triangles, hearts, circles. I've got a flower here. That's one of my favorite things too. And then this art painting palette, which I just love. The squiggly lines here for the different splotches of paint. A seashell. A pumpkin, and again, this is just a circle with a little rectangle. A book with, if you want to break that down, that is a rectangle next to a rectangle, right? And a strawberry. And then this is a quilt, and I think those are her like little stuffed animals in the little bed. And this was her garden at home with all of the different things growing in it. And we've got our little paw here, and then family and sort of a picture frame. Okay, so I just think that's a really great representation of the project. We practiced a bit drawing the shapes, okay? And there's not really a right or wrong way to practice, and then we went right into drawing our favorite things and thinking about shapes while we were drawing those things. So one of my examples was drawing a house and using, where'd that one go? Here it is. Using a square and then a triangle. That's sort of the simplest way to make a building. And a lot of children start off making buildings that way, you know. And then this one of my friends used a triangle and a little rectangle at the bottom, a little star at the top to make a Christmas tree for their favorite holiday. Which a star is, I mean, that's pretty advanced stuff for a little one. I think, like I said, this was a second grader that made this one. This one was made by a kindergartner a year ago. Yeah, the other ones were a couple years ago. So yeah, you can see how shapes can be used as so many different things. And we can be drawing shapes and not really thinking about the fact that we're drawing shapes, right? So your favorite sport, you know, you can think about basketball and all the different, you know, games that you can play. And that'd be a circle that you're drawing. You can think about, like I said, with drawing a building, putting shapes together to make one thing. And there are lots of things online that we can find to help us draw shapes as well. And then after we sort of practiced drawing our shapes and drawing our favorite things, we colored them in. And then we didn't get to this part yet. We're doing this at our next time that we all get together. We're going to cut them out and glue them. So, does all of that make sense? Maybe I'll just end all of my videos with that question. Oh, and happy Halloween. I have not addressed that I am dressed like Jojo Siwa yet, have I? You probably were wondering, especially if you're watching this video any later than today or in the next couple days. You might be wondering, what is going on in that art room, huh? Well, today was our costume day, and I'm dressed as Jojo Siwa. And I hope you did not think that I was too crazy. That's kind of funny that I forgot to even mention it. So anyway, have fun. We're practicing shapes. And like I've said before, there's not really a wrong way or a right way to practice something. So if you feel like you didn't do it the right way at first, then just try again. And there are tricks. The cheat to making shapes is using something like a lid to make nice, perfect circles. And maybe the bottom of your crayon container to make a rectangle. Let's see, what else could we use? A baby food container to make shapes. There are things all over, and when you start looking for them, you'll realize, you know, I've got things all over the place. You might even have a whole basket of stencils like I do here. And if you do, then go ahead and try those. I do want you to try some freehand though, okay? Stencils are great. I'm gonna make them exactly perfect every time and all the same size, but try some freehand as well, okay? So just have fun. And don't be too freaked out if your art teacher is dressed as Jojo Siwa or some other silly YouTube person next time you turn one of the videos on, okay? Have fun. Happy Halloween. I'll see you soon. I can't wait to see what you create. Have fun, guys. Bye.